Ladies and gentlemen, the show will start in 2 minutes. We kindly ask you to come in and take a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chairman of the Board of Management at ŠKODA Auto, Bernhard Meyer.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, welcome to the world premiere of the new ŠKODA OCTAVIA. I'm very delighted to have you here as our guest this evening. And if you allow me to welcome one very special guest from the Czech Republic, Prime Minister Babiš, we are very honored that you take your time to join us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember this famous picture created by the world-known street artist Banksy that was shredded live at a Sotheby's auction? Just a few seconds after the hammer fell, Girl with Balloon became a new piece of artwork titled Love is in the Bin. It was the first piece of art ever being created live at an auction. Well, maybe shocking for the highest bidder at the first glance, but what a spectacular and disruptive approach. Which, by the way, quintupled its value due to the procedure. Now, why am I telling you this story? Because it shows how fascinating it is to gain a new perspective and how quickly things can change. Ladies and gentlemen, the automotive industry is not transforming within seconds like Banksy's artwork. Nevertheless, the speed of change is faster than ever, and it still continues to accelerate. There are numerous indices for the change we are all experiencing, not only in perspective and speed, but also in terms of data processing. For example, a modern car of today generates 25 gigabytes of data per hour. Self-driving cars in the future will generate no less than, listen, 3,600 gigabytes per hour. So autonomous driving is, let's say, one reason why the auto industry will look significantly different 10 years from now. Electric drivetrains, mobility as a service, and digitalization are going to be further relevant game changers. At ŠKODA, our goal is to emerge even stronger out of this fundamental process of transformation. To succeed in it, it also requires, next to outstanding products and services, the right mindset. And this is where art comes into play back again. It's about creativity, curiosity, courage, and unconventional approaches. Art inspires us to look at things from a different new perspective. It encourages us to think outside the box. And it's the art that bridges the gap between the past and the future. There's barely no better place than Prague to experience this kind of mindset. This city is a true El Dorado for enthusiasts of culture and the arts. And we at ŠKODA are more than happy to support all three Czech crown jewels, the Prague National Theatre, the Czech Philharmonic Orchestra, and the National Gallery Prague, where we are today. This building fits perfectly for this evening, not only because of its unique architecture. This masterpiece of Czech functionalism stands for reduced to the max instead of ornamentation. It stands for clarity instead of playfulness. It stands for focus instead of distraction. We at ŠKODA put our minds on these essentials as well. Our cars fit like a perfect second skin. Whenever you enter ŠKODA and get familiar with it, you will feel at home immediately. And that's because of the clear set of values that our models embody. They offer maximum functionality, superior roominess, convincing value for money, many simple, clever ideas, and a clear, timeless, crystalline design language. These qualities precisely distinguish each SKODA from the competition and establish the strength and the power of the brand. By the way, as the biggest private enterprise, ŠKODA is currently acting in more than 100 international markets. This also underlines our relevant role for the Czech Republic. Together with our suppliers, ŠKODA accounts for nearly 10% of the national GDP. In other words, one can consider ŠKODA as a true asset of this country that is likewise picking up the pace and preparing itself for the future. Just two examples: the initiatives Country for the Future and Digital Czechia. In both of them, we are actively participating, of course, because it is all about working together with determination in order to find perfect solutions faster, because silo mentality is out. Partnering and speed are key. Ladies and gentlemen, at ŠKODA we are consistently implementing our future program. Our strategy 2025 is effective. ŠKODA is on track. All in all, our operating business is strong and we are financially sound. We could be even selling a lot more cars if we had the capacity. And you all know we are really working very hard on that, promised. And against all odds, this year will once again be a very successful one for us. And above all, that's thanks to the more than 42,000 ŠKODians worldwide. Okay, they are facing a number of challenges these days, but on the other hand, everything they do with great passion and dedication. So, thank you, folks. I know a lot of my staff is watching at home or wherever in front of the screens. Some of them are here. Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, you're the best. Now the question is, what comes next? Well, we find ourselves in the middle of the biggest product campaign in ŠKODA's history. From the beginning of this year to the end of 2022, we are planning the launch of 30 new cars, model revisions, derivatives, and variants. The science definitely points into growth. ŠKODA holds the potential to sell up to 2 million vehicles a year over the next decade. And the best, our new models are not only winning tests and prizes, but also, and most importantly, the hearts of our customers. And that's exactly what we have in mind for e-mobility as well. We are now electrifying our entire model portfolio step by step. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not only electrifying our ŠKODA cars, but just as well digitalizing the whole company and our products. We desire our models to be the perfect third place next to their home and to their office. Of course, every new product is always online and fully connected. Again, this will carry us closer to the target vision that we defined as an essential part of our strategy 2025, ŠKODA, the simply clever company for best mobility solutions. Our goal is, we want to make our customers' lives easier, safer, and more comfortable. Because in everything we do, the focus is on the customer. Let me put it this way. With each and every product and service which we offer to our customers, we want to create the tingle in the tummy, inspire the mind, and convince the heart. Within our product range, one model has been doing this during the past 60 years, let's say in perfection. The Octavia, the icon of the brand. It is and it will remain our bestseller since production began. More than 6.5 million cars have rolled off the lines. It is the undisputed leader in its segment in Europe. And it's the Octavia alone that accounts for 1/40 of total Czech exports, only this very one model. In short, a true winner that catches on. But do you know where the name derives from? A lot of you, of course, know the story. But I find it interesting, especially tonight. Octavia derives from the Latin word for 8, octo. Back in 1959, the Octavia was ŠKODA's 8th post-war model. But the number does not only represent our Octavia. On its side, it symbolizes infinity. The 8th day is the start of a new week, a new episode. 8 stands for happy new beginnings, for rebirth, and is a symbol of joy. And ladies and gentlemen, today is Monday. It is the beginning of the new week and a very special moment of a new start. This is the very point in time we have been working towards for years with the utmost diligence, energy, and even love to detail. And this is the moment now to clear the stage for our new ŠKODA Octavia. Ladies and gentlemen, the Czech Philharmonic Orchestra, thank you so much. And time for our friends which came all the way from the East Coast, USA. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, long awaited by you, much desired by us. Now it's here, the all-new ŠKODA OCTAVIA. Isn't it a great car? A true piece of art that fits perfectly like a second skin? It stands for the typical ŠKODA, smart understatement. In other words, it's the choice for the commuters, the family, and for all of us who just enjoy driving as much as I do. The new Octavia will give you the peace of mind in all possible driving situations. With the new Octavia, we are turning over a new leaf in the success story of our icon. And it shows up perfectly at the right time. Next year, ŠKODA will be celebrating its 125th birthday. And the Octavia is already paving the way for us. And for us, this is a wonderful motivation to continue on our path with a lot of passion. In the Octavia, you can feel exactly these kind of emotions. And as I know, this moment of birth is a heart-beating one for the entire ŠKODA family. And I'm extremely delighted to present this car to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And now, our board member for technical development, Christian Strube, and chief designer, Oliver Stefani, will now take you through the highlights of this new Octavia. Before then, Alain Favet, our board member for sales and marketing, gives you an insight of our future marketing approach. Christian is making the start. Please come forward, join me on stage. The development team around Christian Strube made a wonderful job. Now you are taking over. And the stage is yours.
Thank you. Yeah, smart understatement. I'm still a little bit impressed of this wonderful show. Thank you very much. And do you still remember why the Octavia is called Octavia? Yes? It was the 8th model in the new automotive era after 1945. Since then, 6.5 million Octavias have been delivered. 6.5 million. In 2018, the Octavia contributed 31% of ŠKODA's total global production. And today, we are introducing the 4th generation. This is, believe me, a very huge responsibility for me, but also for my whole team. And if you have done everything all right, or at least almost everything, you are a very happy person. For example, the right design. You have to jump as fast as possible, but not too far. Very emotional and typical ŠKODA, crystalline, but also sculptured and timeless. Sustainability has a very high priority for us. We offer mild hybrid, plug-in hybrid, CNG drive, and the latest generation of engines. And we have reduced the drag coefficient by, again, 14%. We offer many new technologies, new assistance systems such as Travel Assist 2.0 and Predictive ACC, which increase comfort and safety enormously. The connectivity services offers new opportunities for you to use your vehicle. But what is the core of ŠKODA? Value for money and simply clever ideas. In addition to our many hardware, simply clever ideas, we are translating now this motto into the digital world. A 100% customizable home display and your personal vehicle configuration can be saved with a PIN and then transferred to any other Octavia in the world online. This is simply clever too. Everything we can, we put into this car. And if you have done everything all right, or at least nearly everything, you are a really happy person. And now I would like to welcome Oliver Stefani, Head of Design, on stage. Oliver.
Christian.
If you look at this car, you can feel its strong personal character.
Well, yes, Christian, I have to say, this car is really, again, a class of its own. But ladies and gentlemen, please let me one thing first. And that is a great honor for me to stay here tonight and to present you the next Octavia. As a designer, to work on this car is something very special because, as Bernard Meyer said, is the icon of the brand and is the heart of the company. So we worked on this project very carefully, but with passion, and always trying to push the limits. And I can tell you, we are very, very proud of this fantastic looking car. And I think everybody can already feel the substance of this car. So let's talk a little bit about the design. For the first time, we combined this expected SKODA functionality with a very strong emotional approach. And together with our crystalline design language, we create this distinctive Octavia look. Look at this dynamic and elegant side view. You immediately feel the difference. The long bonnet, the dynamic greenhouse, and the short rear deck making the car very fluent and elegant. The SKODA typical character line and the crystalline window graphic creating the unique character of the Octavia. And the body side is generally sculptured, and the relation between the wheels that goes up to 19-inch and the body are just perfect. Thank you for this, Christian.
For the big wheels.
Yeah.
If a SKODA comes down the street, you can see immediately this is a SKODA. Tell me our secret.
Well, let's look at the front. Brand identity is very important to us. We want that you recognize a car from a long distance as a SKODA. And this identity comes from the connection of the power dome with the logo and the grille. And together with the full matrix headlights, these elements create the SKODA face. And the grille on the Octavia is more upright and more proud than in any other SKODA. The lower part of the front makes the car look wide and sporty. Now, let's take a look at the rear. The rear of the car is almost coupe-like. Very elegant, very dynamic. The SKODA lettering is flanked by the razor-sharp full LED rear lights, and in the rear you find also a lot of aerodynamic features that are nicely integrated at the rear of the car, but also as the spoiler. And this makes also a good drag coefficient, but not that's the only one.
No, of course not. As I mentioned, we worked really hard on the aerodynamic, and for instance, an intelligent cooling system, optimized underbody paneling, and more resistance-optimized wheels. Also in the interior, we make a very big step. We offer brand new technologies, such as a digital cockpit with two 10-inch displays, this windshield head-up display, and shift-by-wire. And shift-by-wire and all this together gave you many more opportunities to create the car.
Yes, the new televisions in the Inter gave us a lot of freedom and a lot of opportunities. One was the integration of this big 10-inch screen in the middle of the dashboard. The Inter architecture was inspired by the bonnet of the car, so we bring the screen in the best possible position, so it's visible and reachable as well as from the driver's seat as from the passenger seat, and we call this the democratic approach of SKODA. Our interior is also symmetric, and by stretching the air vents into the doors, it gives this spacious SKODA feeling. The dashboard is made of different layers of surfaces and sophisticated materials to give some kind of lightness to it. And by having shift-by-wire and electric parking brake, we can also offer much more storage room in the center console, which is also typical SKODA. And last but not at least, we also have a new two-spoke steering wheel that underlines the discrete perfection of the Octavia interior.
And Oliver, how do you feel? Are you a really happy person now?
Yes, I'm super happy with this car.
Same
and
with
I
me.
have to say, the whole team is very happy with this.
And in this moment, I would like to say thank you very much to the whole team in Lada Boleslav, Scala, Karmic, and Octavia. Within 1 year, this was an incredible job, and this is an incredible job. Thank you very much. And now it's a pleasure for me to hand over to my colleague, Alain Favé. Thank you very much. Oliver.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you've learned a lot about the new Octavia now. So, what makes this car so special? Well, in addition to its stunning design and all the features you have just discovered, for me, the most striking thing about this car is how it embodies the spirit, the soul of Škoda as a brand. Indeed, Škoda is a modern brand that embraces the latest trends in the market. Over the last few years, we've proven this with our SUV offensive, for example, having launched the Kodiaq, Karoq, and Kamiq, 3 brand new SUVs in the fastest growing market segment in just 3 years. Thanks to this initiative, we've achieved record sales of more than 1.2 million cars, and the SUV share within our sales will reach 40% next year, on par with the market average. But Škoda is a brand with almost 125 years of experience. And whilst we keep up with modern trends using state-of-the-art technology, we also remain true to our roots, to the values which have made our brand appeal to millions of customers over the years, just as timeless design, unrivaled interior space, and great value for money. The new Octavia demonstrates exactly what I'm talking about. The Octavia Combi, the best-selling estate in Europe, is the absolute benchmark in its category. Well, the bar has now just been raised, not only regarding great design and technology, but also in terms of improved interior space, the most important feature for estate car owners. Yes, SUVs are very popular, but they cannot beat the Octavia Combi in terms of spaciousness, comfort, fuel economy, or CO2 emissions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the spirit of Škoda. Following new trends and staying true to proven car concepts like hatchbacks or estates, as long as they best satisfy many customers' needs. And they do. Fleet customers, for example, are very satisfied with the Octavia. And well, we're happy to inform company car owners and drivers that thanks to improved aerodynamics, new engines, hybrid technology, and more, the total cost of ownership for the new Octavia will be significantly lower than it is today. And in fact, we expect these running costs to be the best in class. The spirit of the new Octavia will be also central to all of our communications. As usual, we will not only speak about features, but more importantly, about the people choosing the Octavia as their car. Let me show you what I mean by that with a short teaser film we will use online as a first step, as a kind of appetizer in our Octavia campaign. Let's show the film.
Can you be a bit more quiet, please?
I'm with the band.
Yeah, but I've got to study.
All right.
Not funny.
Škoda. Simply clever.
Not funny. Not funny. Well, I actually found the situation quite funny, I have to say, but as a father myself, this situation sounds very familiar as well, I can tell you. But this, let's say, rather noisy Octavia owner and his daughter, they will be the main characters in the future Octavia TV commercial. As usual, we are getting under the skin of our potential customers without ever taking ourselves too seriously. Live Like You is not only the title of the song you just heard in the film, but also the claim we are going to use throughout the Octavia launch campaign. We all live quite a hectic modern life, so we want owners of the new Octavia to feel at home, to feel safe, and to have complete peace of mind when they close the door of their car. For them, the new Octavia has to be a space where they can be themselves, where they can live their life as they wish, be this with their family, with friends, with their dog, or whatever they need to enjoy life, like drums, for example, or be it simply enjoying some time on their own, singing out loud whilst driving. The Octavia makes it possible to live like you, whoever you are, and whatever you like to do. This wide appeal is what makes us so hopeful to continue the 60-year success story with the all-new Octavia we proudly present to you tonight. And it's time now for me to hand over to our head of communications, Jens Kattermann. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Dear guests, the new Octavia is revealed, the legend continues. Thank you all for sharing this very special moment with us. To all viewers of the live stream, thanks for joining this event. We wish you a nice evening. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, this dramatic pause was